Tinubu doesn't give a monkey about you and me. Tinubu is more concerned about how he can bring himself back to power in 2027, and we would have to challenge that because Tinubu kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ bàbá ńlá Tinubu, ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa ni gbogbo wa. And I'll give you what they've said. What is already? Britain ti fún wa ní int yẹn àwa láì tí mọ̀ ní Britain ní lè gba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá until 2075 kẹ́ lọ dúró 50 years. I will be 97 years old. Kò ní dá fún Britain. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo tó ń pè ní àwọn empire wọn tó ń sọ fún wa pé ká lọ dúró de 2075. You will be 97, I will be 97. Tó bá jẹ́ kó wọ́n bí ẹni 1978 bí èmi náà. Tó bá dẹ̀ bí ẹni below that, you will be 98. The question is, ìwọ tó bí ní 1980, tó bí ní 1990, you are almost the same bracket, tó bí ní 2000. Ṣé wọ́n lè dúró de another 50 years? Nítorí pé Britain fit still satisfy their own interest against interest tiwa even after they remove our identity tí a béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn ní 1914. There's still room for negotiation. No matter how we are feast, tẹ́mi wá wà pé a máa lọ dàrú ni, there must be room for negotiation. Is there ongoing negotiation right now? The answer is no. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi bá yín sọ, kò sí negotiation láàrin bàbá wa àti federal government, even though wọ́n ti kọ lẹ́tà sí Tinubu. That means pé Tinubu is still adamant, even whether he cares about his health, he will survive before 2027, he will die before 2027, he will be alive till 2031. He doesn't give a about any one of that. Emma Binu, if I'm using this word. That is the way you can understand it. And then we're back. I've been trying to come online lateral, but my hands have been very full, and I know many of you are waiting for all different updates, which is normal, but like I said, Babawa Professor Akitoye spoke to us yesterday on the Yoruba World Media. I was watching it as well, as many of you were also probably watching as well. And one thing Baba said is that we are still on the right track, and that means there is no cause for alarm. As long as nobody says cause for alarm, it does not matter what you feel. Like I always say, we have leaders that are capable and they know what they are doing, and they're working to make sure that our exit out of Nigeria is their priority as quickly as possible without any much delay. But being consciously, there will always still be the ups and downs. We will not be fully ready, but we will still go ahead as our leaders have stated as well. So as I'm going to be getting you prepared for tonight's broadcast, the same thing and the same thing. Tinubu cannot lead Yoruba people to a better life. Baba Kitoye will lead us to a better Yoruba country. That is far better than being part of Nigeria. So Mukiwa Kwekale, Emma Binu, I should have been out, like I said, but my hands have been very, very tight. I should have been live since morning, but my hands are tight. But that is the fact that I'm live right now. So gbogbo entertain dúró kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àgbọn kankan mọ́ ìrọ̀lẹ́ ńpa gbogbo wa la gbọ́ bàbá ti sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá ìyẹn Professor Akitoye. My job is just to highlight it, but apparently I don't know what has gone wrong with the Yoruba World Media YouTube channel. They are aware of it because I've called their attention to it, but it seems that the channel is down right now. I'm sure they're working around the clock to bring it back alive. So whatever the problem is, I will only have to highlight based on Intimo Botiba Basolano because apparently I was going to use part of the video tonight, Latifishe broadcasti Mufewashe, but since we don't have that video at hand, we will just go with what most of you have listened to, at least majority of our Sony or the world media. But apart from that, I will do a bit of my own highlight on it as well. Many people always call me and say, like I always say, the leaders are Baba Kitoye, and they are not at fault at anything. But every time people come on my platform, they always believe that whatever I'm saying or Intibaso is based on my own say. Whatever we say on this platform is still the say of our leaders, and nothing has changed. We sing on the back Bonibi by, it is the directive from the top. And if we are still saying the same thing, that means instruction is still being followed. But because I want you to twist the rope, and I know how our people are, they want to twist things and they want to put the blame and put things and say, Odoko give me the Latigo. But rather than everybody to say that this is what our leaders are saying, They always want to say Odo Koiki Latigo because of my own relationship and my own stake in this movement. And there's nothing wrong in that. In Tiba Bakitoye Shin Sonikwe, the rally will go ahead. He has not given a date. I have come out to say it is going to be May, based on what they have said at the beginning of last month during the London summit. But whatever the case may be, the rally has not been pulled off. The rally has not been said it's not going to come across any time. But one thing is, we will continue to mobilize and we will continue to prepare. No matter how much we prepare, there is still going to be danger ahead because Ilutabe Ninwe is a very big country. And I will be thanking somebody in America that sent me something that I'm going to use as my case study tonight. Nítorí pé kò sí bí a ṣe lè gbáradì, bàbá jáde náà, we will have to expect multiple things that might start unfolding. But we are not scared of all that. One pẹ̀lú kan ní Western Togoland. I'll be telling you some of the updates that has relationship to Yoruba exit from Nigeria. But for now, Mokiwape Ekale, and welcome as we kickstart the late night broadcast. This is not a broadcast that you come in and you want to run out. It will take some time before you understand where we are going. But and you're going to run away and you're not listening to the 3 hours. Most people want to see headline. Headline, are interested. The fact is that Babakitoye spoke yesterday and he has still assured that the rally will still come up, but we should be patient. We should not lose focus. Program, meaning lose. L-O-S-E. Lima, Oscar, Sarah, Echo. The word lose is a very, very important word. Be deprived or cease to have or retain something. Affect the country. About to lose focus. The country is not going to be something that we will have again. And we might not have it again for the next 350 years, 10 years, 20 years. It does not matter. But if I remain focused, that means we would achieve our aims and objectives. One thing I need you to understand is that many people want you to lose focus. Who are those individuals? The criminal politicians from the top to the bottom. Not I want to Yoruba nation. Not I want to a country. But the politicians want you to lose focus by distracting you with many things in Nigeria. But Awata Fe Kuro no Nigeria, we must be adamant. Emi wa gbọ́dọ̀ strong. Ọkàn wa gbọ́dọ̀ yí gan. No matter what their fight to take us into Nigeria, we must continue to push it back. We don't want to be part of Nigeria, and that's a fact. Nigeria died a long time ago, but they're trying as much as possible to revive it. But one thing we need to say to them is that we will kill Nigeria. Nigeria will be destroyed. Emma worry nípa gbogbo tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, even in Finland, because part of that will make some of you to be scared. Koiki, careful. Chotiri Simon Ekpa, one trial lọ́wọ́. It is part of it. Ẹni tó bá ń jàjàgbara, ó máa retí many things. Is either you die, or you are alive, or you'll be in the prison. Economy Tani. Mandela was called a terrorist. Today, Ere Mandela won in the United Kingdom, opposite the parliament. So I feel sad. What is Simon Ekpa? What is Biwasi court? Darugo, Simon Ekpa is not concerned, is not worried. He's focused. Nigeria will have to send representative to Finland. Let alone defend our own. So I am bringing all this up because I know some of you will start sending messages to somebody like me. I don't want anybody to call me and distract me. I am not losing my focus. I am not returning back to London yet. I am still in Africa and I'm still waiting until Babakitoye will give us the go-ahead. Whatever the day is going to call it. I have changed a lot of my plans as well because my plan is I should have returned back to London at some point. But for now, Mushiwanu, Africa, I am not going yet. So in Tobashi, maybe Drosi Bibai, that means I believe in our leader. If you don't believe in Babakitoye, you have every right to go and trust Tinubu because Tinubu is taking you nowhere. And as we start the program tonight, everybody is walking around the clock. I am doing my own utmost best to talk to people, have meetings. So tell everybody we're online. We are still engaging. And as I say, let's kickstart the program tonight and let's learn more while Nigeria will not be safe from the calamity that is coming on Nigeria. I focus the first hour on what Babakitoye said, and I don't want anybody to misquote me. Because most people don't listen to Baba Akintoye, you listen to Koiki Media. So whenever I speak, I am speaking on what Baba Akintoye have said or in town leaders what he saw. Mo wá jókòó síbí báyìí kí wọ́n máa sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ síta. Àwọn míì lè máa sọ fún yín pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí àwọn ọ̀gbọ́n tí bàbá sọ àti olóyè sọ, but èmi jókòó síbí báyìí as one of their media. In tó bá sọ la máa wá sọ. So tí yàn kọ́ bá ṣe wá sọ fún yín pé Koiki ló sọ, kò ń ṣe Koiki ló sọ. In town leaders wa bá sọ ni mo wá sọ. But we know what it looks like because not everybody likes the platform and not everybody is happy that I am close to the leaders. And I remain close to them and I remain very loyal to them. And I've assured them 2021 that no matter what, I would be the last person to come out and say, ṣé Yorùbá nation mọ́, ó ti sú mi, ní gbọ́lẹ́nu tèmi rí. Because ìwọ tó bá ń jàjàǹgbara nǹkan mẹ́ta ni. In tó bá ti pa ẹ́, wà wà lẹ́wọ̀n or kó wà live kó dẹ̀ máa jàjà yẹn lọ. Àwa dẹ̀ máa wà live àní sí lẹ́wọ̀n wọ̀ dẹ̀ nípa wá, but that does not mean these things cannot happen. Ibi tá à ń gbé láyé nísìn, there are many people wọ́n wò mí báyìí o, ẹlòmíì nísìn bó ṣe fẹ́ gbé nǹkan jẹ fún yàn ló wá báyìí, ẹlòmíì bó ṣe fẹ́ mọbi tó wà tó máa ambush ẹ. I don't trust anybody like I always say. I only trust myself and that remains so. Ìyẹn àwọn àmì ìgbà ní báwọn èèyàn ṣe, but the fact that I am a strong stakeholder in this movement and I still remain a strong stakeholder, I have to be very careful. But one thing is, in tí Baba Akintoye bá sọ àti Igboho bá sọ ni màá wá sọ. Ní sọ nǹkan tó yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan táwọn méjèèjì bá wá sọ pẹ̀lú Emola àtàwọn leaders wa. Let's start the anthem and then we go straight into the broadcast this evening. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Settle down, don't rush. It's not going to be a rush program. I don't rush my program. If I can do 4 hours, I will do 4 hours. If I can do 2 hours, I will do. One thing is, Yoruba nation, Oduduwa Republic will be an independent country because the end of Nigeria will anton lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Mo kí wa pẹ́ kálẹ̀, mo kí Momsini, I've cited her and I've also cited my in-laws. Mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ Oòduà. I've just been telling them a change of plan. But they're not concerned, they're not worried because in Tawashil Africa, àìtí ìparí ẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọjọ́ kan. Ẹni tó bá rò pé bóyá iṣẹ́ ìjọ kan ni Yorùbá nation, á jẹ́ pé irú àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ ọmọ ń ta gbé dání. Mo ń bọ̀ mo fẹ́ set up Instagram níbí báyìí. Ẹni tó bá rò pé this movement, mo kí gbogbo wa, I'm going to go straight to the broadcast rather than mentioning names and all that. Torí àsìkò, even though we are still going to run a full broadcast. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ẹ má bínú, I didn't know that the camera is not on here. Why is my camera not on? Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin wa ní integrated. Something else over. Ẹ má bínú, camera mi wà on lórí laptop. I downloaded something yesterday, ó ti overshadow XSplit. Mo kí gbogbo wa, as I said, and good evening and welcome. Yeah, I think we're good now. Okay. Mo kí wa pé ẹ kálẹ́. Ẹ má bínú, let me make sure that my camera is on the Facebook. Why is it not on? Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n, mo dẹ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa káàkiri gbogbo ibi tí ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa lórí ìkànnì wa tó ń pè ní Koiki Media. Àṣeyọrí la máa ṣe, àní ṣàṣetì. Àwọn tí ọkàn wọn sọ pé kò ní bọ́ sí, we don't need to argue with idiots. All right, enter on Facebook. We're going to end it. I'm going to come back because I cannot see myself in the camera. So let me end it and come back. Go to the palm and travel fast. Yoruba Nation is an ongoing work, and it is not yet over until it is over. And we are not giving up yet, because giving up is like a defeat. So we will continue to fight until we achieve and get to our final destination. Let's start it all over again. So as we are still under the same information. Information was very, very important. I have said it many times. But we are humans that doesn't want to listen to information. Distorted information, la fait. And that is what has killed this movement a lot. Because I want to go information jáde for whatever reason. Táwọn kan bá gbọ́ níbì kan, by the time tó bá máa fi débò míì, wọ́n ti yọnu ẹ̀, wọ́n ti diluted. And that means it might be a big problem. But one thing is, yeah, we're back now on the Facebook. One thing we need to understand, Baba Akintoye àti Olóyè Igboho are the leaders in the struggle. No other leader can give you anything in direction apart from these two individuals. And when information travels down, by the time it gets to us and gets to you, we must continue to update. In the 30th of May, and I believe most of us were expecting that we will go ahead as we have been told with our rally this month. But that does not mean anything if it has not happened yet. Biba Bakito is Solano. Unfortunately, I access the video anymore because, like I said, the World Media YouTube channel seems to be down at the moment. I don't know what the problem is. But I believe me, majority of us have listened to Baba Akintoye yesterday when he came out. And we are grateful to have him alive because he's a man of honor and dignity. Let us not give ourselves out for those that are our enemies. The major part of our enemies are the politicians, Ati Omo Yoruba, and they're not interested in having a country. That's the fact, whether you like it or not. Tolóṣèlú kan bá sọ fún yín pé àwọn interest pé kí Yorùbá dá dúró, irọ́ ló wà ńbẹ̀. They're not interested. What they want is that Nigeria should still remain one under the fraudulent amalgamation. And that is what Baba Akintoye is trying to challenge. And by challenging that, he has taken us 5 years. Àwọn kan ló ti pẹ́, àwọn kan ní kò tí pẹ́, àwọn kan ní kò tẹ̀lé bọ́ sí. But one thing I love Baba Akintoye and Igboho is that they are very determined individuals. Out of all the obstacles Toti face, the biggest obstacle for me is that they are currently in exile. Àwọn méjèèjì. Some of you don't know what it means to be in exile. Kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ oúnjẹ jẹ, wọ́n ọ̀rọ̀ mímú, àbí wọ́n ọ̀wà òkè níbi tó wà. Ìtọ́jú wà fún wọn, àwọn méjèèjì. But the fact that they are still in exile, àwọn kọ́ ló máa kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ ẹni tó máa wà ní exile. When we look back in the history of mankind, our ẹ̀dá ènìyàn, and when you are fighting for something that is as important, tó ṣe pàtàkì, tó ṣe kókó, bí ìrìn àjò tá gbé dání, you are likely to be in exile at some point. That's tó bá jẹ́ pé orí ẹ pa. So going back to ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe ń doubt bóyá Baba Akintoye mọ̀ tán sọ, or bóyá by the time tí Baba Akintoye send message síta, àwa tá wá deliver message yẹn àmọ́ tán sọ. Bàbá jáde lánàá láti wá clarify ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn again. Because àwọn ìtí jáde wá sọ pé a ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́. That is number one thing that we must hold very well. Bó bá jẹ́ kí bàbá ti jáde pé a ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́ o, olúkálùkù máa lọ́lé ẹ̀, then we can start questioning the man and say maybe he has dementia. Ọlọ́run tí ṣe bàbá tiwa bẹ́ẹ̀. Bàbá yóò ní dementia and there is nothing wrong with it. Kéèyàn tó lè dé stage tí Baba Akintoye dé lálẹ́ tó ń pè ní 90 years old, kò ń ṣe age kékeré. Age tó jẹ́ pé ó need a lot of support. Àìmọye àwọn tó bàbá tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti weak even in their age. So for the fact that Ọlọ́run ṣì bá wa lọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí bàbá yẹn, ká dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run àtàwọn tó nílẹ̀ Yorùbá pé a ṣe lẹ́ni tí a lè máa point tí Tinubu bá rí gbogbo àwa báyìí nísìn tó bá tẹ̀ ní kankan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wa bí ìkà tó bá ṣe wo ti Baba Akintoye bóyá ó kàn lè wò ó pé the age of the man. Emma Binema, Yoruba is not very good as many people. Ojori Babanye. But Tinubu le mate Ojori Babanye. And might probably say he doesn't give a toss. Baba were confused. Modefeka were not confused. Baba ti wo the pros and the cons of Baolashimagba country before he got involved into this Yoruba nation movement. Well, as cabinet, some of them decided that ọ̀nà tí bàbá ìfẹ́ kò lè work. Àwọn kan wà expect pé the reactions of people, àwọn wo ni people, the indigenous people, àwa ìran ọmọ aládé, àwa ọmọ Oòduà, tá à ń pera wa lọ́mọ Yorùbá. And I don't want us to be confused. Pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ kan ní Yorùbá, Ilé Ifẹ̀ kan ní kíní. All that is a confusion because, like I said, bàbá yìí ti kọ̀wé kó tó bí púpọ̀ nù wa. My birthday is tomorrow, which is May 31st. It's not the reason why I'm sitting here. Bàbá ti ń kọ̀wé kó tó bí mi ní 1978. Bàbá ti ń draft pé Yoruba people as far back as 1977. Ìwé náà ló padà wá jáde tí èmi wá gbé dání. Wọ́n ì tí bí mi. So ìwọ tí o wá ń disrespect pé bàbá yóò mọ tó ń sọ by giving yourself headache pé bàbá tó wá ń sọ pé rally tó jẹ́ kó wáyé kò tí wáyé. Bàbá yẹn ò mọ tó ń sọ. Bàbá mọ tó ń sọ. Bàbá kó tó di pé ó wà involved nínú pé ó change mind ẹ̀ pé Nigeria ò lè work. Ó ti wo gbogbo pros and the cons of Nigeria pé ìlú táwọn fẹ́ jẹ́ kó work ní ìgbà táwọn wà ní Second Republic because Baba was a politician. He was a senator before in Nigeria in the Second Republic. And the fact that politics don't ṣe nígbà yẹn, politics to work and make the country to progress òun ló gbé dání. But àwọn tó jọ ń tap tó jọ ń ṣe politics yẹn níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn tó ń pè ní the North. Àwọn ò ṣe anything to make Nigeria to go progression. They were literally doing the opposite. Òun ni kò ṣe ní impact lẹ́nìí. Impact tí kò bá mú jáde, it would have been the Black Africa or whatever they're calling it. But later, kò ṣe fáwọn bàbá yìí náà mọ̀ pé Nigeria kọ́ ni Nigeria. It is a Yoruba land. But they were hoping that they can push it forward to achieve something out of it. Pẹ̀lú àwọn bàbá wo lọ́wọ́. Even àwọn Biafra, I've watched a lot of their comment on Baba Olowo, especially during the Biafra war, because I want to celebrate the Biafra Day in terms of their fallen heroes. But the fact that Tiko Banse pé Britain kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ in the first place could likely pé ogun Biafra máa wáyé, mo fẹ́ ká dìyẹn mú. Could likely pé a máa ní any relationship ju pé a kò máa gbọ́ pé ìlú kan bẹ níbẹ̀ yẹn tó bá wá wùn wá la máa lọ síbẹ̀. Táwọn bá fẹ́ wá sọ́dọ̀ tiwa ó máa ní reason tó ṣe fẹ́ wá bóyá torí pé àwa well civilized àbí wọ́n rí nǹkan kan tó fẹ́ lò lọ́dọ̀ wa lọ́ ṣe máa wá sọ́dọ̀ wa. So we can continue to put the blame on this and that, but the major blame is Britain. Britain gangan ló dá gbogbo yánpọnyánrin yìí sílẹ̀ tá fi wà ní situation tá tún wà lénìí. Àwa ní bàbá kan tó ń pè rẹ̀ ní Professor Akintoye tó wá ń sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé after looking at Nigeria and coming to the age táwọn dé lénìí at 90 kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lọ múra sílẹ̀ pé a fi gbara wa sílẹ̀ àdèmá láti gbara wa sílẹ̀ ọ̀nà tá máa fi gbara wa sílẹ̀ bàbá àgbàlagbà ní bàbá ò ní fi gbogbo ẹnu bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tán bàbá máa lo òwe wọ́n ní ìyá máa lo a máa fi ìlú Yorùbá ló máa fi ìlú a máa fi control ẹni tó ń lead orin yẹn táwọn olórin bá wà lórí stage tó ní gàngán bá ń lu gàngán yẹn á change dynamic yẹn pẹ̀lú ẹni tó ń kọrin gàngán pé eléèlú ẹ̀kọ́ ké nísìn ike tí bàbá ń ké fún wa pé wọ́n sunkún pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti wà in damage àwọn olóṣèlú dẹ̀ fi accept it wọ́n sì fẹ́ insist pé it is either their own way or nobody's way now bàbá wa sọ fún wa pé it is gonna be our own way báwo ló ṣe máa jẹ́ way tiwa òun ni pé we will forge ahead and have an independent country but many people are asking how ọ̀nà wo lẹ́ máa gbà bàbá Akíntóyè kí ló máa ṣe tí Yorùbá country máa fi di reality tó ń ṣe ta kan sọ lórí social media báyìí bàbá kickstart by assembling putting people together and we were taken down to the UNPO láti lọ register. UNPO kì í ṣe United Nations. UNPO is a different organization, an independent organization tó yàtọ̀ sí United Nations. United Nations ní àgbájọ àwọn ìlú tí Nàìjíríà náà jẹ́ representative. Nàìjíríà ò bá má jẹ́ representative tí kò bá ń ṣe pé wọ́n join ní Nàìjíríà together. Igbo máa wà níbẹ̀, Hausa máa wà níbẹ̀, Yorùbá máa wà níbẹ̀. There might be probably 5 or 6 countries tó máa jáde láti section tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa tó máa wà lábẹ́ United Nations. Tó bá jẹ́ pé a lọ síbi tí wọ́n pè ní 1914 amalgamation. A ní Odùduwà Republic or either Yoruba Nation or Yoruba Kingdom. A ní Biafra, a ní Hausa Kingdom, a ní Ijaw. These 6 would have been represented in the United Nations. Ìyẹn la máa wá work on. Whether this country are now perfect or not, ìyẹn ò ṣe problem anybody. Olúkálùkù ló máa mọ bó ṣe fẹ́ develop agbègbè ẹ̀. But since the Britain ti tọwọ́ bọ̀ ti tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, òun ló ṣe ló ń represent gbogbo wa as one entity tó ń pè ní Nigeria. Tí a fi register Nigeria sí United Nations as a member, because tá bá lọ wo ìgbà wo ni Nigeria di member of this same United Nations. Tá bá lọ bèrè pé nígbà wo gan ni Nigeria di member of the United Nations. Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is a member of the United Nations. It was officially admitted ní October 7, 1960. October 1st, 1960, like by independence. Tí kò ṣe original independence, because independence here was something that was forced on everybody and push it to the United Nations. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Britain ò kó gbogbo àpapọ̀ ní 1914, we would be talking about Yorùbá ti wà nínú United Nations even before 1960, because àti exist. But tá bá lọ wo ìgbà wo gangan ni wọ́n dá United Nations sílẹ̀. When was United Nations itself, the body? When was UN founded? United Nations. United Nations was founded in 1945. Ìran Yorùbá ti exist before United Nations. United Nations was formed in 1945. So Baba Akintoye tó wá ń sọ history fún wa pé ibi tí Yorùbá wà lẹ́ni ibẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ ló yẹ kó wà, because àwọn olóṣèlú tí wọ́n insist lórí Nàìjíríà. Ìyẹn mo ṣe máa ń sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ táwọn gbé dání Baba Akintoye kàn fi parable sọ̀rọ̀ ni, ọ̀rọ̀ tó máa dìjà gidi nígbà tí ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ tásìkò yẹn ò ní pẹ́ mọ́, tí wọ́n bá ti jẹ́ ká yanjú ẹ̀ ní tọmọlúàbí, ó máa dìjà, kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni kankan tó máa stop ìjà yẹn. I will be involved in the fight, you would have to be involved in the fight, one way or the other. Ó máa affect gbogbo wa. But the fact that a ṣe ń prepare, a ṣe ń galvanize, a ṣe mobilize, it is then what we call movement. Ibi tí movement jáde nìyẹn. Now, àwọn tó wá ní movement yìí ti pẹ́ jù, kí ló ń dá dúró? Kí ló dé tá a lè jáde? A ti ready? Yes, we are ready to go out. But in tí bàbá ṣì ń rí, èmi ò rí, àwọn nìkan ló rí, because bàbá yẹn náà ló mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò dáa, kò lè gbé wa lọ anywhere. So ká má fi ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì. I'm just coming out to give us pé ká má ti wà too remorse pé ọ̀nà máa ṣẹlẹ̀ kò tí ì ṣẹlẹ̀. That is not going to be the issue. The issue is the final end tá fẹ́ achieve gangan. In tá fẹ́ achieve yẹn ló yẹ kó wà nígbà àyà wa, ló yẹ kó wà lẹ́mìí wa. Àwọn tá fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ náà, àwọn náà sáré pé kó má bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn, ó wá di àwa méjì. Bàbá dẹ̀ lọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan lánàá nígbà tó bá gbogbo wa sọ̀rọ̀ fáwọn tó gbọ́ program yẹn. Like I said, I will play program here because the YouTube channel of the Yoruba World Media is currently down. So I will not be able to use extract from it. But what Baba says is that ẹ̀kọ́ wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọmọ ọ̀fọ́n bí bàbá ṣàlàyé, ọ̀fọ́n ni ẹni tó bá ní eku nínú ilé, eku tó ti wọnú ọbẹ̀ tẹ́fẹ́ fi jẹ̀kọ́ yẹn. Àwọn olóṣèlú ní sì ti realize pé the 60 million Yoruba people will take their country out of Nigeria. They already know that. But they are not going to stop what they are doing as well. They will continue to forge ahead. Making Nigeria kò ṣe exist. But àwa la fẹ́ stop it. Ọ̀nà tá a dẹ̀ máa fi stop it ni pé we will come out. But the fact that Baba ti sọ pé a máa jáde tẹ́lẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. This was about 2022, 21. Just like bá ṣe mobilize the sinoni Baba sọ nígbà yẹn. I was in that meeting. Tí Baba ti sọ kó tó di pé many things happen, and for whatever reason it did not take place. But this time around, it will still take place. No matter when Baba will call the shot, it will happen. Now, how prepared are you and me is what the politicians don't know. Politicians don't know who is going to be who on the day Tabati Jade, because the reactions of the Yoruba people on the time Tabati Jade, they will not be able to stop it and control it. It will become a very difficult task. Kò sí bó ṣe lè náà wọ́n fẹ́ protect Nigeria. Nigeria fúnra ẹ̀ máa fall apart because many things is now showcasing the negative part of Nigeria outside, even though the Western world are still defending Nigeria. And you know why I say that? They are defending Nigeria because tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n join gbogbo wa papọ̀, the case of Simon Ekpa will not be happening in Finland. Adeyinka grandson will not be held in London for whatever offenses. People will not be talking to us and say, we are secessionists, we are terrorists, we are doing treasonable offense. On our ancestral land, the Britain wa kó wa lẹ́rú for many years, and after to kó wa lẹ́rú tán, in conjunction with àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá náà ni, because kò ń ṣe pé àwọn Britain nìkan ló kó wa lẹ́rú, tàbá kan sọ pé Britain kó wa lẹ́rú, ayé sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Our king were involved in the slave trade. I was in the museum in Liverpool. Our kings and what Bale Yoruba were involved in the slave trade. The fact there remains is that what are we going to do? Let's resolve the issue. Are we going to resolve it with election? Are we going to resolve it because Tinubu is there? No. We can resolve it by everybody going back to their own ancestral land. Kawa Lord develop it how we want it and the way we want it to run. But tí olóṣèlú bá insist after Atiba Bati beg gbogbo wọn, and the final letter that Baba wrote to Tinubu, and they still want to go ahead and say, I'm for Nigeria, then everybody should go and prepare for war. Ogun la fi lọ jà nìyẹn. There's no àní kankan níbẹ̀ kò ilé ìṣòro àfẹ́ lọ jáde fúnra lì à ń lọ jà ní o à ń lọ jà gidi. I am saying this is not from Baba Akintoye or Igboho, because I don't want you to misquote me again, because some things I will say that àwọn lọ sọ, but pé àní jà yẹn ẹ lọ tutù ẹ̀ dànù. The fight to save ourselves is either we do it today or we are cowards and we will never achieve it again. Baba will be with us, but he's not going to be with us for a very long time. Baba will today 90 years ago come off that I'm from our and build not keep Baba yẹn pẹ́ call on for 20 years. But the fact is that èmi àti ẹ la máa jàjà yìí. Èmi àti ẹ la máa jàjà yìí. Àwa tá wà below the 70s. Àwa tó bí ní 1970s. 71, 72, 73. Cherry go on in 1960. And we had to fail you. They are not going to give you anything. And these are our governors. I gave you their age in one of my broadcasts. They are one Nigeria to the core, and they will die as one Nigeria, just like Obasanjo. But Shara Watawa in 1970, like I am in my own 1970. I'm on 1978. Tomorrow is my birthday. It's either we die to save the next generation, or this same set of people will hand us over back to the Western world, and we will all have to either be slaves forever or nothing comes out of it. So, ìwọ tó ń wò mí, àtèmi tó ń wò, àtàjọ ń wòra wa, ká lọ múra sílẹ̀ fún ìjà tá fẹ́ jà, because a máa jà ní o, a máa jà gba Yorùbá nation ní kí ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan máa sọ kankan fún yín pé ẹ̀ níjà. We would have to fight to get Yoruba nation. But what they want to do, our Western world will continue to use their gimmicks. Now, I said it from the beginning. If Britain has left us alone, Nnamdi Kanu ni máa wà ní Nigerian court. Torí pé ilẹ̀ Igbo ló máa wà láti ilẹ̀. Kò ní sí reason kó agitate fún kankan. Simon Ekpa ní reason láti fi agitate fún kankan. Just like báwa náà ṣe agitate bí a fẹ́ gba country wa. Nobody will be agitating for anything. The reason tá ṣe agitate ni pé for 200 years of the British Empire, what change oríṣiríṣi nǹkan. Ara àwọn nǹkan tó change yẹn ló affect gbogbo wa lẹ́ni tá fi agitate. Tá fi sọ pé a fẹ́ gba country wa, ó fẹ́ gba Biafra, Hausa náà fẹ́ gba tiẹ̀ padà, and all this is happening. If everybody has been left the way they are, bí Elédùmarè ṣe dá wọn, a lè máa sọ pé okay, eléyìí ò perfect, eléyìí perfect, a máa yọ síra wọn. The constitution eléyìí la fẹ́, níwà under the same bracket, àwa mi síra wa nímú, tó wá ń di issue mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Issue yẹn nísìn, àwọn fẹ́ solve pẹ̀lú election Nigeria, kò ṣe solve. Àfi tá bá parọ́ fúnra wa. You cannot solve this problem because United Nations go on dàgbà tó lẹ̀ Yorùbá. United Nations, like I said, was formed in 1945. Nigeria fúnra rẹ̀ was only into United Nations on the 7th of October 1960. Now, what is the game plan? How is this exit going to happen? Everybody wants to know the details. You cannot know the details because if you know the details, you are going to be defeated. You will be defeated before you get to the front line of your exit. Àwọn kan ti try rí tí wọ́n ní wọ́n ní lọ eventually after a lot of crises. One of those countries is what we called the Republic of Ireland. Ireland was also fighting the same fight. Báwọn fẹ́ dá dúró. Àwọn fẹ́ dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí country. But Britain never wanted them to gain their independence. A lot of us think that if we continue to speak grammar, Umafumani country, if we get it right, Umafumani country, we are looking for perfection to get Yoruba nation. We are looking for perfection to get Yoruba nation. No. Because nígbà tó fẹ́ wá gba country yẹn náà tó fẹ́ sọ di Nigeria, àwọn náà get it right. Kò ṣe pé jọ́ kan ló get it. It was preparation and preparation, because a gbọ́ pé Lugard gangan kọ́ ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ amalgamation yẹn. Àwọn kan ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ before Lugard ló wá enforce it ní 1914 ní January 1st. But a lot of people during the era as at that time, àwọn kan náà wà tó wà against it, but what force money. So táwọn kan bá wọn sọ fún wa pé you cannot come and be telling millions of Yoruba people that are not ready, even though we know that millions of the Yoruba people are ready for us to exit this contraction. Don't put Nigeria. But one thing is, we are looking for perfection. Perfection is not what we are looking for. We are looking for how we will be formidable to go further and deliver ourselves and remove ourselves and gain back our identity. Because in Toba Timu Nigeria could break identity wa mapada si wa lọ́wọ́. Àwọn tí wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ the value of that identity wọ́n fẹ́ kó padà sí lọ́wọ́. So that means now we are seeing all these cases. Nnamdi Kanu is in the court. Kí ló ń béèrè fún? Ó lóun fẹ́ Biafra. Wọ́n ní náà ò lè gba Biafra o, because treasonable offence ni. Simon Ekpa, àwa náà nísìn, wọ́n lé bàbá Akintoye kúrò nílùú, wọ́n lé Igboho kúrò nílùú, wọ́n ní Igboho wà wanted. Kí ló wà wanted fún? Ó ní òun fẹ́ dá dúró, òun fẹ́ gba ilẹ̀ òun padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kóun wà tó jẹ́ pé ilẹ̀ ti bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. All this is something that we must understand. Yoruba nation kì í ṣeré. I keep telling us, we are thinking it's a joke. It is not a joke. It is something that some people and some of us are paying in the heart, that some of us have taken it as a joke. But there will always be infiltrators. During the IRA, when the Ireland wanted to gain their independence from United Kingdom, they were infiltrated. They were almost killed. But one thing is, they never let loose their guard. They remain focused until they achieve their dream. And let's go and see the overview of how Ireland, taban àwọn countries yìí, a kò fi ń ṣe àpèjúwe ni, báwa ṣe máa gba tiwa yàtọ̀. So tí bàbá bá ní Yorùbá ọmọ Yorùbá ló máa gbáradì, ẹ máa jáde fún rally, wọ́n ní ká ló máa gbáradì náà ni. Tó bá ní May ló máa jáde, tí kò dẹ̀ ti jáde ní May, wọ́n ti sọ fún wa pé kò ní jáde mọ́. One thing is, ká ṣì lọ máa gbáradì. Because níjọ́ tá bá ti jáde tán yẹn, níjọ́ yẹn ní country wa ti dé o. I don't think some of you understand what this is all about. If you go rally. No. Our coming now is what we want to gain, how we want to get our country. Ìjáde wa yìí, ìjáde tá fi jáde, òun ló máa determine bá ṣe fi gba country yẹn. And if truly we want to take the country, that means we would have to go out at all costs. No matter how it will be, no matter whether we are ready or we are not ready, no matter whether we have guns, we don't have guns, whether we have bullets, we don't have bullets, whether we have the people, we don't have the people, whether it be my power, Yama Jewa. I have had people that have called me today. I want to fi ṣe ogun, money no problem. Ìtẹ́ bá lè ṣe ni kẹ́ ṣe. Àwọn tó ti ṣe, a máa protect gbogbo àtòkù. Àwọn tó bá lè gbàdúrà ń gbàdúrà, ẹni tó bá lè ṣe this. But bóyá kan sọ fún wa pé rally tá fẹ́ lọ ṣe kò ní fún wa ní country wa ẹtùtù ẹ̀dá. Rally tá fẹ́ jáde fún yìí, òun ló fẹ́ deliver wa kúrò nínú Nigeria. A fẹ́ gbara wa tán pátápátá lọ́wọ́ Nigeria, and that means it is a big obstacle, not for us, because àwa ò bẹ̀rù. Ẹni tó ń bẹ̀rù ni ẹni tó mọ̀ tó fẹ́ lọ gbà. Táwa tá mọ̀ tá fẹ́ lọ gbà pé identity wa o, a fẹ́ lọ gbà, ìbẹ̀rù ní sí lọ́dọ̀ wa. Kódà bó tẹ̀ ṣògùn, bó ṣe kankan. Ìbẹ̀rù yẹn ni à ń sọ fún wa pé ká yọ kúrò. Because tá bá ti jáde, no matter what the obstacle tó bá wà lọ́nà, mo ti fi ṣe program in the English format, àwọn kan náà wọ́n gbọ́yìnbó. Elephant tó fẹ́ wá crush àwọn èèyàn ni, anybody that stays on our lane will be crushed to death. But don't let anybody start telling you that Sherry case Simon Ekpa don't what to charge for terrorism. Chatiri case DC. They are careful. They back tell them back country near. Ireland gained independence from the United Kingdom preliminarily through a combination of armed resistance. There was a lot of armed resistance. UK lè máa sọ fún wa nísìnyí pé oh ẹ fẹ́ gba country yín okay no problem ṣe níbọn níbọn okay báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ gbà a máa gbà through diplomacy okay yẹn náà dà diplomacy yẹn náà làwa náà fẹ́ kẹ́ fi gbà but on our own terms and conditions nígbà táwa bá ti sọ pé a máa release yín. The question now is how much are you ready to allow Britain to tell you that? And I'll give you what they've said. What is already Britain ti fún wa ní inti yẹn àwa láì tí mọ̀ ní Britain ní lè gba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá until 2075 kẹ́ lọ dúró 50 years. I will be 97 years old. Kò ní dá fún Britain. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo tó ń pè ní àwọn empire wọn tó ń sọ fún wa pé ká lọ dúró de 2075. You will be 97, I will be 97. Tó bá jẹ́ kó wọ́n bí ẹni 1978 bí èmi náà. Tó bá dẹ̀ bí ẹni below that, you will be 98. The question is, ìwọ tó bí ní 1980, tó bí ní 1990, you are almost the same bracket, tó bí ní 2000. Ṣé wọ́n lè dúró de another 50 years? Nítorí pé Britain fi satisfy their own interest against interest tiwa even after they remove our identity tí a béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn ní 1914. This is the reason why we are going to have to defend ourselves to remove Nigeria from our territory. Big task like Bidani. No matter how we are prepared, we must still continue to prepare and prepare. That is the final call. And Baba said it yesterday on the 29th of May that Yoruba Nation Rally has not been called off. And what they call it off. All they are saying is that they are still going to come out again and tell us when we are coming out. So what don't say, but May last, so when we said May is exactly what they told us. But for now, Baba said he will come back out again and address us again because pressure wapo. Koiki ni kan ló sọ pé May ni, àwọn tó kù sọ pé May ni. It is all lies. I will leave some areas for today for Jola because I don't want us to lose focus. But I have told you that there have been many pressure that have been out there in the last 3 weeks. Pressure upon. But that is not where I don't want to stand on tonight. My stand is that I'm going with my leader because the love that we have for them and we trust them. If you have the same love and you trust them, all you need to do is just continue to mobilize and prepare your mind to exit this nonsense country to create a power. Britain will create a country. Created because Britain was created for. All we are asking for now is there is still room. That means dialogue. But the fact that expect dialogue there is still that little time frame. But I want to fuck off. That is the right word I'm telling you. Fuck off. This is why we are telling them that it's either you die because even after we have given all this exposition about Nigeria. Everybody knows that Nigeria was put together in 1914. Reason. But the fact that our Baba can't suffer nǹkan báyìí là ń jẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo palaces ló mọ̀ yẹn tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá àwọn tó bá gbọ́ ẹni kọ́ lọ bá wọn kọ́ lọ bá gbogbo àwọn ọba tó wà ní àdúgbò wọn nílé ní state wọn káwọn ọba wọn sọ fún wọn ṣé bíbá ẹ ló ń pè ní Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀ ọdún wọn ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pè ní Nàìjíríà ọba tó bá ti mọ̀ kọ́ jọba yẹn kúrò lórí oyè because ọba gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ tó ń jọba lé lórí kò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà ló ń jọba lé lórí ní before 1914 ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń pè bẹ̀yẹn ilẹ̀ Oòduà ló ń pè bẹ̀yẹn and they cannot continue to deceive us. After we have given all these reasons that I keep telling you, the band talk where Fulani wa nugbo yin let's say by Yoruba nation, you are bloody wasting your time. Our identity that has been stolen láti fi kúrò ní Nigeria. Àkọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ gba tá bá gba identity wa, àmọ́ who is who tó wà nugbo wa, àmọ́ ẹni tó ń gbé láàrin wa, àmọ́ Igbo tó náà fẹ́ máa dà lúrú tó fi wá show fake ogun àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń jalè láàrin wa àwọn tá máa ṣe fún but tá bá ṣe rí nípa afẹ́ wà nínú Nàìjíríà afẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà torí pé Fúlàní àìtí mọ̀ tá fẹ́ nìyẹn. Let's go back and see how Ireland gained their independence from the United Kingdom. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan say very good evening. Ireland gained the independence from the United Kingdom primarily through a combination of armed resistance. Britain mọ̀ pé ìbọn làwọn Ireland fi bá wọn jà àti oríṣiríṣi àdólóró tó ń pè ní bomb. There was also political maneuvering and negotiation. I said it during my broadcast yesterday. A journalist was asking a stupid question from the United States government, Donald Trump. Donald Trump wá ní torí ẹ̀ bá pé torí orí ò pé ni torí ẹ̀ bá pé wàá mọ̀ pé America ti dead kóhun tó dé bí báyìí 6 months nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ òun wá lọ gba $14 trillion investment wá sínú America òun wá ń bí òun pé òun gbé tariff lọ sókè òun gbé wá sílẹ̀. The question is, are we still going to negotiate? Yes, there is still room for negotiation. No matter how we are feast, tẹ́mi wá wà pé a máa lọ dàrú ni, there must be room for negotiation. Is there ongoing negotiation right now? The answer is no. Gbogbo ẹni mo fi bá yín sọ, kò sí negotiation láàrin bàbá wa àti federal government, even though wọ́n ti kọ lẹ́tà sí Tinubu. That means pé Tinubu is still adamant, even whether he cares about his health, he will survive before 2027, he will die before 2027, he will be alive till 2031. He doesn't give a fuck about any one of that. Emma Binu, if I'm using this word. That is the way you can understand it. Tinubu doesn't give a monkey about you and me. Tinubu is more concerned about how he can bring himself back to power in 2027, and we would have to challenge that. Because Tinubu kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò kì í ṣe ilẹ̀ bàbá ńlá Tinubu, ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa ni, gbogbo alájọ ní. Kọ́ tètè lọ sọ fún Tinubu bẹ́ẹ̀, ìwọ ni kọ́kọ́ ló ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Tó bá dẹ̀ rò pé òun máa wá lo Nigerian force lé wa lórí, things will have to be destroyed and himself will have to run away from Nigeria. Because ìyẹn ni bàbá kí tó yẹ ṣe sọ fún pé ṣó rántí? It has been like that before. Tó bá gbàgbé, let me remind Tinubu again in the letter that our leader, Professor Akitoye, addressed him about why he needs now to negotiate before it is too late. Tí Tinubu bá ní orí òun sán pọ̀ mọ́ àlè lòun òun mu drug òun ò fi gbọ́n kan tá à ń sọ á jẹ́ pé àwa àti Tinubu àjọ máa kó sínú ṣòkòtò kan náà Nàìjíríà ò dẹ̀ ní exist mọ́ ẹni mi ni mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tí Tinubu bá rò pé bóyá torí òun ní Nigerian military lọ́wọ́ àbó òun ní Nigerian security lọ́wọ́ ó kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ security lélẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Tinubu nìkan. And this is why even during the IRA, which are the island, nígbà tó fi gbara wọn kúrò even though pé wọ́n ní ìbọn tó pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ tó fi ń jà pẹ̀lú Britain wọ́n ṣe negotiate o. But one thing is, we can still negotiate only if the politicians want a negotiation between us and them. My question then is, do you, ṣẹ́yìn rò pé Tinubu fẹ́ negotiate? As I speak in the 30th of May 2025, aago méjìlá fi lọ lù at my own zone, time zone. Tinubu is not still ready to negotiate for Yoruba to exit. And this is how Baba Akintoye addressed him at the second part of his letter. And it goes like this. Your Excellency, in your exalted position as the President of Nigeria and a major factor in today's international order, you know very well that self-determination is a right, an inalienable right. Tinubu kì í ṣe Buhari. Tinubu gbé ní UK, ó gbé l'Amẹ́ríkà, ó kàwé, ó nímọ̀. Kò lè sọ pé òun mọ̀ tán pè ní self-determination. Kò dẹ̀ lè sọ pé òun mọ̀ pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ti exist before Nigeria because gbogbo wọn lè máa pretend báwọn mọ̀, wọ́n mọ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé àwa la ṣe máa sọ fún Tinubu. Tinubu wà aware, but Tinubu is also using Nigeria not to enrich himself, to save the agenda of Britain for 2075. Tinubu right now is using Nigeria as part of his own to allow Britain to keep Nigeria till 2075. So ọ̀rọ̀ pé Tinubu fẹ́ di president in 2031 kò ló wà nílẹ̀. All what they are doing is what Britain has laid down. Britain has laid down the rules of engagement nípa Nigeria, just as Britain did put Nigeria together where it is today. So kò sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ jẹ president only change the rules of engagement. You will be the president, and you will leave that position, and you will vacate it. That is the arrangement to one ile. It has been like that ever since from Obasanjo, ever since from 1960. The rules of engagement in Nigeria, anybody that will control Nigeria will take the order. That word, let's take it back again. International order. Your Excellency, position again be president in Nigeria. The major factor in today's international order. Lord Otiwa, most people that listen to when they're having the Prime Minister question time, Emagbo order. Speaker Amaso fáwọn tó ń pariwo nínú ilé pé order. Ẹgbẹ́ mi dákẹ́. Bí Tinubu bá ṣe pẹ́kẹ́, wá sọ fún ní Britain pé kó gbẹnu dákẹ́. Order. Let me give you the full meaning according to the overview, the AI overview, because everything is so good now. It is indirect rule, Benny Eshegoni. International order refers to the structured relationship and arrangement that govern interaction between actors on the global stage. And tani actor ni say, tani actor tí mo ti dárúkọ látẹ̀kan. Britain ni actor. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní nínú movie, actor bá ti kú, kí ló tún kù? That is the reason why we cannot joke with Igboho. We have to protect him round the clock. His protection has to be round the clock with everything. Agbọ́dọ̀ of media protected. Agbọ́dọ̀ of spiritual protected. Agbọ́dọ̀ of wo protected. Agbọ́dọ̀ of gbogbo nǹkan protected, because tí Igboho bá ti kúrò nínú movie, that is the end of the film. Rẹ́ni kankan tó lè jáde láti ìgbà tí Igboho ti wà ní Exile tó fi àyà lọ síta pé èmi lọ́mọ Yorùbá tí mò ń lead Yorùbá nation. Ó yẹ máa bọ̀. Gbogbo àwọn tó náà wọ́n ṣe, gbogbo wa láti rí result wọn. They are working as Nigerian actors but using Yoruba as a gimmick. Àti rí ẹni tó náà máa wọnú palace ọba, òun máa lọ gbé ọba jáde báyìí. Àti rí èyí tó ti káàkiri oríṣiríṣi. Àìtí rí ẹni tó ní àyà tó tó Ìgbòho among all the Yorubas. Kò ń ṣe pé kò sí, bọ̀wọ̀ jáde. But wọ́n mọ̀ pé tí Ìgbòho bá jáde, àwọn àtẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn. That is why everybody is saying, but tí Ìgbòho sọ pé rally ń bọ̀. Ìgbòho ìtí ní rally máa dé, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Even though they want to know what they are not meant to know. Because everybody knows that Igboho is the one that has the key right now. Sọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria, bó ṣe máa pín. Pínpín Nigeria nísìnyí o, ọwọ́ Igboho ló wà. Torí Ọlọ́run ti fún ní that money, ó ti fún ní strength yẹn láti lè lead the movement yìí tí Bàbá Akíntóyè jẹ́ leader tiẹ̀. Let's go back. International order. International order refers to the structure, relationship, and arrangement that govern interaction between actors on the global stage, including states like Nigeria, international organizations, and the non-actors. It encompasses the rules and the norms and the institutions that aim to establish a system of predictability and stability in international relation. Kí ni wọ́n try láti sọ mẹ́rin pé now púpọ̀ ní ìfẹ́ Yorùbá nation, but ẹni tá a fẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pè ní Tinubu tí bàbá ń kọ lẹ́tà sí, international order ló follow. Àwa la fẹ́ break international order yẹn because àwa ò follow Britain. Àwa tá wà lábẹ́ Bàbá Akíntóyè. Nítorí tó bá yẹ pé Bàbá Akíntóyè náà follow Britain ni, Bàbá Akíntóyè ní jáde pé òun fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Bàbá Akíntóyè náà àtolóyè Ìgbòho tí wọ́n bá follow international order, wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ máa náà fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation fún wa. Now, all the politicians are following the same protocol by using Nigeria that is not in existence before 1914. Because the rules of engagement ni pé everybody tó bá ń ṣe pé Nigeria ló ń ṣe tó fi represent Nigerians, ó lè dá ṣe fún rẹ̀, ó máa gba order ni. Àwọn ọba ńkọ́, mo ti sọ fún yín, tí ọba kan bá jáde tó bá sọ fún mi pé òun ò follow the rules of engagement láti Buckingham Palace, ó gbọ́dọ̀ lè jáde, kò ń ṣe pé ìtọ́nà máa sọ fún mi pé wọ́n ṣe lábẹ́lẹ̀. They have to come out physically and speak to the world and let the world hear their voice, because ancestral home wọn ni àwọn ọlọ́ni ilẹ̀ yẹn. Ancestral home wọn ni, bóyá àwọn bàbá ńlá wọn kan ti wá ṣe àṣìṣe àtàwọn ìyá ńlá wa kan tó ṣàṣìṣe tó fọ́ọ̀sì ilẹ̀ yẹn fún Britain àmọ́rú àjọṣepọ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ in that century. Àmọ́rú àwọn ètùtù tó ti gbé. Many things has happened during that era. Àìmọ̀rí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó ti ṣe sílẹ̀ Yorùbá pé okay, I protect. Let me give you an example. Why do you think America has a cordial relationship with Saudi Arabia? Who knows? The reason why America continues to support Saudi Arabia is because Saudi Arabia has what America needs. Saudi Arabia will destroy America within 10 seconds. But America assures Saudi pé any day, anytime, we will give you all the protection that you need. But all you have to do is, Sherry dollar why? Let's maintain the dollar and use that to run the world. And that is why the world now is looking into whether they can continue with the dollarization. It might take some time. Saudi look back America, dollar. I don't want to go into that too much. Let's go back to the letter. I've given us the background of international order. But what is an example of international order with a question mark? The World Trade Organization, don't put in WTO. Because order WTO, IMF, World Bank. Eric Benigba to Donald Trump today. America left what they called the WHO. America should be WHO. Let me take you back to when Donald Trump, the first part of the executive order to Donald Trump, because America don't take a position, they are a sovereign state and they can do what they want to do without all this fuckery organization. Don't put our own organization. Withdrawing, this is coming from the White House website, presidential action. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. The question is, why must we remain in the WHO, World Health Organization? Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization by the authority vested in me as the president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America. It is hereby ordered. And what that means is that very soon, by the Constitution and the power of the 60 million Yoruba people, we will give Baba Akintoye the mandate to go ahead and declare Yoruba nation when he's going to be ready to do so. Baba Akintoye order go ahead and declare Yoruba nation so that we can leave Nigeria. But Baba Akintoye will not declare Yoruba nation until we push ourselves out on the street and demand to the people that are managing Nigeria on behalf of Britain. And we will leave Nigeria. That is what we're going to do. That is why it's going to be a big fight between us and them. They know what more the final stage of this game. But what more ni bolofi gbajade ọjọ́ wo ni Koiki ṣe bó ti sọ pé me calm down agbon kankan mo ẹ ti back up ni ṣó ti rẹ̀ yín ni ṣó ti sú yín ni because wọ́n mọ̀ pé order Baba Akintoye tó bá ti jáde wọ́n bí bàbá Tinubu dá tó bá ṣì wà láyé kó sọ fún wa pé ká stop order ni the same order tí Tinubu ń gbà láti ta àwa ò ní gba order yẹn because àwa kọ́ ni Britain tí Tinubu fún ní order Tinubu á máa gba order lọ́wọ́ Britain because make sure pé wọ́n disperse gbogbo wa ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yẹn gbogbo bàbá sọ fún yín pé 3 days 3 days is more than enough to shut down the country 72 hours need more than 1 week taba serious ti gbogbo 60 million bá jáde 3 days gbogbo Nigeria máa shut down ní southwest kò ní sí nǹkan tó máa rìn tó máa move ìyẹn ni bàbá ṣe sọ nínú broadcast lánàá kó farabalẹ̀ torí pé ẹlòmíì ò kì í gbọ́ràn báyìí lọ́mọ ní Koiki ló wá sọ ilé bàbá ní kẹ́ lọ múra fúnjọ́ mẹ́ta tó jẹ́ pé tí o lè sọ pé yes ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yo nǹkan wà nínú ilé tó lè jẹ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹ tó lè mú bí alẹ́yìn ọjọ́ kẹta ilẹ̀ àti dá díẹ̀ atẹ́gùn àti fẹ́ ó lè jẹ́ atẹ́gùn àlàáfíà lẹ Yorùbá ló máa ti fẹ́ gbà yẹn wọ́n wá jáde síta but sorry the first 3 days yẹn á gbóná á máa yọ eruku á máa gbóná á máa yọ eruku. Let's go back to America one more time. President Trump only by the power agbára tó wà lọ́wọ́ òun by the authority vested in me as the president and by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America. It is hereby order. I hope you are now understanding the meaning of that word order. Àwa nísìn la sọ fún Baba Akintoye pé a ti ready bàbá ẹ fún wa ní ohun yẹn síta. Bàbá náà ó máa fún yín lóhùn yẹn kò náà wọ́n ní fún yín. Ọlọ́run rẹ̀ nípa bàbá yẹn fún wa nísìn. But tí bàbá bá ti fún wa ní ohun yẹn 60 million must defend it o. 60 million Yoruba people yen I gotta defend the order Baba Akintoye. Ele on short of Koiki ron jeje ni bibai no. We are following that order all the way through every part of Yoruba land because that is the final solution. And I hope the message is getting clearer to those of us that are still in doubt about what is loading. Because what is loading is the big one, and most of you need to know that tonight again. But it's important that we re-emphasize it and tell you. I don't want to go into any other details of what America said in the reason why they left WHO. In Tobamu, America might give order about one feeling on WHO. But Bakito is not the right, not the funny order we are seeing in Nigeria. And that is the final. But Tinubu needs to understand this. That is why Babakitoye is giving him his last warning. Warning the Babakitoye for Tinubu. Your Excellency, in your exalted position as the President of Nigeria and the major factor in today's international order, you know very well, please share this program. If you have not shared it, this is the time to click the share button and go and bring somebody in, because Nigeria will collapse. We, the Yoruba, will be the one to collapse Nigeria. I'm telling you that. The Biafra will go behind us. They know that. They can't. They know that because they know the power that the Yoruba can do to bring down Nigeria. But the same other part of the Yoruba that are just 1%, don't tell it, Tinubu, they think that they can crush the remaining 99%. But if they crush you, we want to say it when we come out on the street of Yoruba land. God try it. Then I'm not Yoruba, because the ancestral land is not for them, it's for every single one of us.